What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Wezont Talks, where we talk Manchester United. And holy smokes, I go away for a long weekend up to the Formula One race in Montreal, and craziness has occurred. Gyokeres prioritizing Arsenal. Mbeumo still not signed. Rashford deal probably not getting done with Barcelona as they are going after Nico Williams. There is a ton of stuff to get into. The kit has dropped. We've got a bunch to talk about here today, so it'll be a little bit longer of a video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. You've been knocking it out of the park, joining the community as we look to grow, and using a few decent sources here of news typically, and they repost stuff. The United Stand, one of the best Manchester United communities around. Honestly, quite the inspiration for wanting to start talking about Manchester United is them, but they do a really good job of posting information and reporting things, as well as United Truthful. They do a lot of reposts from sources directly, so I really appreciate these two pages. Really eliminates having to go and find it myself. But United, as of yesterday, still remain confident that they will sign Mbeumo, despite Tottenham going hard for the player. Obviously, with Thomas Frank going to Tottenham, he's got that link and connection, but a little bit coming out of Mbeumo, which looks like he was at a Formula One race. I don't know if that was Spain or if that was in Canada this weekend. He's done so much for me. He trusted me from the start. I can only wish him all the best, and I'm sure he will do well, in quotations, at Tottenham. To me, that sounds like Mbeumo is not really wanting to go the Tottenham route. He is wishing Thomas Frank all the best in his future endeavors and is still wanting to sign with United. I know that there was some information on United Truthful that they posted. Not that one. Where is it? I must have missed it on some other channel, but currently, again, personal terms have been agreed, which we've already known, but they cannot come to a concise deal with Brentford on the actual price tag. People have said it's 60, people have said it's 65. I know originally they offered 45 plus 10 million in add-ons, which is nowhere close to what they are asking for. Brentford wanting it to be more like Cunha's deal, upwards to around 60 to 65 million. So we'll have to wait and see on Mbeumo. I still feel about 85% confident that they will be able to get the deal done, unless for some obscene reason Tottenham hijack it. I just don't see that happening. Mbeumo, I still think, will be a United player. Victor Osimhen, I know, is still available, and it sounds like United are potentially in the race for him. I know that they have reached out. They've spoken initially. I don't know if that's directly to the agent or directly to the club. I've heard and seen a few things, but haven't done too much digging on that one. But that is apparently still an option. According to this, Onana has advised Mbeumo to join Man United. I don't know how exact that is, but with that being said, I think this is pretty big for Ruben Amorim. Enjoys a warm working relationship with the goalkeeper, so I think Onana, unfortunately, is going to stay at United. At the end of the day, I don't know if that's good. Maybe with the backing of the manager, he will magically start playing better. I don't see that happening. But if he has a little bit of confidence and it works in the goalkeeper world, when you lack confidence, you seem to play tight, tense. It's a little bit harder to do things that you normally can do when you're relaxed, you're comfortable. And I know that sounds pretty simplistic, but it is true. So if he has the backing from the manager, starts the season off well, obviously doesn't get hurt, that's just less money that United have to spend on another position, especially if Onana can get back to the ways of how he played back in the day at Ajax or even at Inter. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that one, but it seems like Onana is sticking around. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. The new jerseys, I got to say, look absolutely sick with the black Adidas kind of accent with the stripes, with the jersey as well, on the edges. I think that looks really well, and the black stripe kind of going up and down the midsection to the top, I think looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if I will necessarily cop one of those jerseys, but that is looking very good. Here is where I saw it. Discussions are also ongoing for Mbeumo. Man United have an agreement with the player, but are still discussing club to club, so no deal done. From Fabrizio Romano, caught offside. That might be worth the follow, and honestly, I will throw that follow up for more information. Ekitike is another emerging potential signing since everything with Gyokeres is starting to not look good. I don't have the reports right here in front of me, but I did read that Arsenal is the preferred destination of Gyokeres. The only issue right now is Arsenal are not willing to pay over the asking price of 60-65 million range. They don't feel that's necessary. But the funny thing with that is for United and the striker situation of, do we go Osimhen? If we can't get him, do we go Gyokeres, who's our number one target? And they've been pursuing him. They've been calling almost every single day, checking in. It seems like he would still be okay with the move, but he does prefer Arsenal. At this point, 60, 65, 70 million. I know there were talks that Sporting want 80 plus million for him, but it seems like they've come back down to earth a little bit. From a few different things that I've seen across the Twitter space and Fabrizio and all the top dogs out there, that Sporting might be willing to back off that high price tag and take something on their gentleman handshake agreement that they would let him go for around 60-65 million pounds. So I don't know if Arsenal want to go up to that point. I don't know what their budget or how they rate him or what their scouting is on Gyokeres at this point in time. But 60 million for him. The funny thing with all this is, again, United are in for apparently Ekitike. In recent days, they've spoken with his agent. However, there's no club-to-club contact with Frankfurt just yet. I know there's a potential price tag of 100 million for Ekitike. I think Ekitike is a wonderful player. He is very solid, a little bit more finesse, a little bit more nimble. He's he's a pretty big guy, but when I think of United, I want a stronger, more physical striker. You can think of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You can think of Robin van Persie, goal scorers with a strong physicality to his game. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't even throw Wayne Rooney in that category. He was more nimble at the time. I mean, he's a brick shithouse right now. But I think United need more of a Gyokeres than they do an Ekitike. In terms of that build up front, more physical type play. Again, Ekitike I think is unbelievable. He's an unbelievable up and coming talent, a very solid player. I mean, let's just take a look. We can just search him up this way. I don't know his stats off the top of my head from this past season, but with Frankfurt this past season in the league, 15 goals, 8 assists. I mean, in 33 games played. Europa League, 4 goals, 3 assists. And in the domestic cup, 3 goals, 1 assist in 3 matches played. I mean, that's pretty darn good. It looks like he came from PSG as well. The year before, only 4 goals, 2 assists. So this was his big breakout year as being the guy. Didn't really get a ton of time at PSG, it looks like. France U20s, not a lot of stuff. It looks like he came from Reims. 10 goals, 3 assists in 24 matches played. Obviously, PSG went in for the purchase. Now being at Eintracht Frankfurt, he's obviously popped off this past season and has done really well for himself. But I think Gyokeres is still and should still be United's top target, even though it looks like most likely Arsenal will get the deal done. Now, does Arsenal do Gyokeres and Sesko? Or if they do Gyokeres and move off of Sesko, do you think it is wise for United to maybe jump in on Sesko? I don't know if that's the smart play. Rashford, in terms of his news, nothing too crazy, but it looks like Barcelona are going to be offering or are pretty much close to signing Nico Williams. That's not good for Rashford as they both play the left side. So what's going to happen with Rashford now? Are there other clubs still interested in him? I'm sure they're like the Evertons, the Newcastle. I wouldn't really say Newcastles. They've got Gordon on that left-hand side, but maybe Everton, maybe a team like maybe Villa comes back into play. I don't really know who else would be wanting his services in the Premier League. Does Arsenal maybe look to go? Because Martinelli is always injured, at least this past season. So who knows if things fall through with Nico Williams? Is he still on for Barcelona? But if Nico Williams signs, the Barcelona pipe dream, it is a pipe dream at that point, so it wouldn't happen. Sancho, apparently Napoli are trying to sign him, so is it basically, I know a week or two ago we were talking about Garnacho going to Napoli, but now have they moved off Garnacho since he's now talking with some teams in England in the Premier League that Napoli are like, hey, we can swoop in, take Sancho off your hands. I don't know if that's the case. Are they even going to be willing to match what he is wanting in a price tag, which is probably 300,000+ per week? I don't know if that's the case. What is the exact transfer fee that could get done? Is it 15 million, 20, 25? I don't think it's anywhere close to 30 to 40 for Sancho, given the fact that he's going to demand so much wage per week. It'll probably be around the 20-25 million range is my guess for Man United, for United to get him out of the club and get that wage off the books, because it is pretty crazy, because if they can't get rid of him on a permanent deal, he's probably going to go on loan again to, it sounds like Dortmund are interested in a loan deal for Sancho to bring him back. But if you're United, you try to get a permanent deal done. I know Garnacho, they're talking about him again with Europe, or not Europe, with the Premier League, with teams like Arsenal, Chelsea snooping around of, hey, what do you want for Garnacho? I've seen stuff pretty high up, 50 to 70 million range for Garnacho, especially if he's in the Premier League. But at that point, we need money to buy players, so we need to sell them quickly. You might have to sell at bargain deals, potentially. United, actually, it has been confirmed by Sky Sports. I don't know if I could trust Sky Sports. I might wait for Fabrizio or Ben Jacobs or somebody a little bit more reputable to say that United have held initial talks with Frankfurt about signing Ekitike. Personal terms likely won't be an issue, and the player could be open to a move. Again, taking that with a grain of salt because that is Sky Sports. So wait for somebody else. And then last bit of stuff to talk about here before I let you guys go. Manchester United has already decided to keep Joshua Zirkzee and only want to sell Erasmus Højlund permanently, but Inter Milan, who wants a simple loan with a buy option, will knock on the door again. Core Sport looks like it's an Italian outfit. Don't know how true that is, but if that is the case, it does sound like United are wanting to move on from Højlund and keep Zirkzee around, and whether they pair him with, if they sign Gyokeres, Osimhen, if they sign Ekitike, who knows what that will be, but it sounds like Zirkzee is here to stay, and Højlund they do want to move on from, whether that's 30, 40, 50 million, probably near the lower end of the spectrum for Højlund, so you'll be taking a loss on him. But just some crazy stuff happening over the weekend with everything with Mbeumo, everything with Gyokeres, everything with now Ekitike. It's going to be crazy to see how things unfold over this week. I know the official summer window is also open, so we're going to have to wait and see how things shake out. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button again if you are new to the channel. But that's going to be it for this one, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.